And welcome to SimPlay Motorsport here for your weekly fix of the pro action. I'm your host Mathew Duffin. Joining me in the commentary box tonight is my co-commentator for the season. It is PNMotorsport. PN, good evening. Welcome to tonight. It's Suzuka. You obviously wasn't here last night as a driver, but you are here for the broadcasting purposes. It's going to be an interesting one tonight. The clear conditions. We've moved away from the rain and the nighttime of Monza to these clear Japanese conditions, which... it's lucky it's not this weekend's weather because the Grand Prix looks a little horrific.
Yeah, the Grand Prix is going to be fun. Oh wait, they'll probably red flag it and not race, won't they? Unlike us, we carry on in the rain. Yeah. Yeah, it's my first bit of track action all week, really. Watching the pros.
Watching the pros should be an absolutely fantastic bit of racing then. We've got a great lot of action in store for you, and three things that can happen tonight, or two things that can happen tonight. The third one would have been Porsche need 3 podiums, but I believe the only Porsche on the grid is Gary, who is probably running a little bit late as always. And yeah, I would be correct that Gary, because Clarbel is not racing. Would have also been Roy, but Roy is not able to race tonight either. The other one then is BMW. Again, that's probably not going to happen. No Fury out there at the moment either. Needs... oh no, yeah, if Fury gets in, BMW will make its 500th race start here at SimPlay Motorsport, and Simon Blair will hit that magical 50 number for race starts here in race 1. So we are here. Sully currently leading the way from Graham with Alex Powell. Overtaker down in 7th. Overtaker in practice all week has looked mighty fast.
Yeah, Overtaker's fast every week, so... but... oh, the track's kind of optimum, so... Mike's look like he's about a second off, but Sully's rapid, isn't he? You know,
yeah.
Well, again, in his matte black McLaren.
Yeah, Sully looks quick at the moment, but obviously we've seen what times overtaking has done in the week, so we'll see if he can replicate them times here tonight in this one. But it is going to be a fantastic bit of racing because Suzuka, PN, such an iconic circuit.
Yeah, at least this is the proper version, not that fake one we had in Project Cars 2, which was missing hairpins and went round the wrong way one corner, didn't it?
Yep.
If I remember rightly.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. But home of Honda, and there's no Hondas out here tonight to mow the lawn.
No. Are you looking forward to this track? Are you a fan of this circuit?
I don't mind Suzuka. It's more of a driver's circuit than the modern stuff on Formula 1 and race calendars. And yeah, as Joe has just joined the server.
Ah, there we go.
It's 3 BMWs.
Yeah, so if they all start the race tonight, BMW will make its 500th race appearance.
Yeah, and Alex, looking at Alex, his car's changed colour. It's not as black as it was before.
No, it is more of a grey colour now, and I believe there is a change of colour as well for Clouden, who's gone with a bit more yellow on his car, and that was because we missed El Juiced last night in the Pro-Am. I believe it was Mathew who it was attacked and injured,
yeah,
so hopefully all the family are okay, and hopefully he is okay, and we're sending our love to South Africa for Juice then, where his family obviously went through a bit of a stressful time. That's why he wasn't here last night. So, but well wishes for all them. Well wishes as well to P. Williams and the family. He is not here tonight as well for family reasons. So best wishes to both of the FBR guys there for that one. The championship standings, OPN, look a little like this. 339 drivers championship points up for grabs. Dan Davis leads the way after a great week last week by 41 points. From his teammate Mike Matthews then, who is 511. He's had a cracking season as Mike. Just fell off the radar a little bit last week, though. He's just fell behind his teammate a little bit too much.
Yeah, but still, what was it? These 2 races, Spa and Kyalami,
yeah,
left to go, and we're coming more into the power circuits again after this week.
We are. Still in the championship as well is Alex Powers. Pienzo said there he's changed his colour this week. He's gone a little lighter colour. That's possibly because of the night race last week. He's probably thought of brightening up his car a little bit. Gary Leach not yet in the lobby. He is P4. Joe is down in P5 in his Red Rum Racing BMW. Then it is Overtaker, who's currently out on the circuit. He's running P6. Then it is Clouden running in P7. Sky Schundelmeyer, who will have to face a qualifying ban in race 2 due to his retirement last week. He is P8. With Graham, who's showing good pace out there at the moment, P9. Simon Blair is making his way into the top 10, and at the moment, you look at Simon Blair's pace, that's good pace from Simon Blair.
Yeah, for what his 50th race start here at SimPlay Motorsport. Mine was a long time ago, back in the F1 season, wasn't it?
Oh, mine was ages ago as well, to be fair. After Simon Blair, then, it is his teammate, Ramy Fernie, who is down in P11. Paolo, P12. For him at the moment, Luke is P13. Great to have Luke back out here in his Aston Martin for the Oettinger All-Stars. Then it is Siri. He's not here tonight. Nash no longer with us. He's P15. S2M Borough Bex. He is down in 16th place. Then it is Sam down in 17th. De Hoffner in his lovely V12 Aston Martin. Great to have him back this week. Is 18th place. No, he was here last week. He was. Apologies. It was Luke who wasn't here last week. De Hoffner is down in 18th place. Luke will also have a qualifying ban. Clarbel not here with us anymore. He's P19. P. Williams not here tonight. He's P20. Sully is P21 and has really climbed up the ranks here at SimPlay Motorsport. Good race ones, not so good feature races. But he's P21 and, you know, he's no longer in that championship fight, but is making himself known here at this back half of the season.
He can still take off points on the championship contenders because he's got nothing to lose and he's going to go for race wins. I would go for race wins, or it was quick enough.
Yeah, massively indeed. Jay Ward, who has got in the lobby, so he's got out the traffic and is now in the lobby. He is currently P22. Darren Yo not here, he's at work. He's P23. Tikowski not here, he's P24. Andrew Taylor's not here, he's P25. Losser not here, 26th. Kutius not here, 27th. DeFiz no longer with us, P28. Dennis Newman is here tonight, and he's currently P29 in the current championship standings. Graham Sutcliffe not here tonight, P30. Borcher didn't confirm or decline, so we'll be going from the back of the grid. Race 1, he is P31. Glowbrighter, I believe, is here. No, he did confirm, but is not here yet, so we hope to get Glowbrighter in. As Gary Leach now joins the lobby. Now, I believe he confirmed. Just double check that for me. Glowbrighter not here. Shaggy not here tonight. He's P33. Dan Brave no longer with us, P34. M. Harris was new to the championship last season. Last week had a good week out there. He's P35. Tat Leader not here tonight. H. Costa, again, didn't confirm or decline. Mr. Marshall not here. And R. Roy not here. Also, in terms of the Constructors' Championship, SimPlay Racing are 330 points clear. Can mathematically win that championship tonight if they outscore their opponents by some margin. It's mathematically possible that they can win it tonight. Realistically, probably will go to Spa. But then it is BTC Jaeger Racing, followed by the Haggis Munchers, Team FBR, the Oettinger All-Stars, Stage 2 Motorsport, Red Rum Racing, Button Basher Racing, Greasy Bandit Racing, BDM Motorsport. Now, them last 4 teams I've just mentioned are all independent teams, so they've got to go again. Then it is Effect Motorsport, JB Racing, Tordam's Audi Sport Racing Team.
Yeah, Glowbrighter is confirmed. Let's just double check. It's Daz, Sutty, Monkey Boy. Yeah. So I have Tchaikovsky and Shaggy.
So we are expecting Glowbrighter. So there we go. In terms of the Manufacturers' Championship, McLaren have already won it, 4,332 points. They are 1,500 points clear of Ferrari, who now go above BMW. But that's because we've lost a lot of BMW drivers throughout the course of the season. So Ferrari have now gone ahead of BMW. Lamborghini are in no man's land, as are Porsche. Aston Martin have creeped ahead of Mercedes-Benz. And with no Audis on the grid this week, and only the one Bentley of Micro J's last night, Bentley have now been able to pull to 223 points clear of Audi. Honda on 125, Nissan on 42. Good evening to Micro J's in the chat. Levi Williams, as well as Nikita in there, and Hypertac and FBR Whitcomb, who is Paul Williams as well. So great to see everybody in here. And Ian Gray, apologies, didn't see Ian Gray at the bottom there. Good evening to all in the chat then for tonight's race. PN Suzuka, very, very good weather tonight. It looks beautiful. We're going to be in some good racing for sure.
Oh, we have to be. what I saw watching the pro-am last night, race one was a bit chaotic. Because all I was watching it on was the tablet part of the Switch at the time. But yeah, that looked great fun. Not glad I missed it, actually. I was really itchy. Can they bring out a version of ACC out on Switch, please?
What, make that cross-play with it?
Yeah, and cross-play with it. Yeah, exactly.
So here we go then.
Be fine.
Here we go then. It's going to be a good night of racing, though, that is for sure. It's going to be some fantastic action throughout the entire evening in what has to be one of the most historic circuits on the calendar this season. This and Spa, probably the two most historic circuits on the calendar.
Monza. I think Monza's actually older as well.
Yeah, but I didn't say about age, just the history of the circuits.
Monza, the home of the closest Grand Prix finish in 1971. There's a useless fact for everyone. I'm telling you, Jamie! In the time when they had, well, anyone could win on the grid back in Formula 1 back then.
Currently watching Gary Leach come into the hairpin then here at Suzuka, and he's had an alright season, hasn't he, Gary?
Yeah, he's gelling with the game slowly, as he was quite wide for.
He's gelled through for me as well. He's gelled with the Porsche 992.
Yeah, expect to be running up if we do endurance next. Well, the endurance sign-ups are now out.
The endurance, they are indeed. So if you would like to take part in endurance races, starts on May the 18th. First race will be 3 hours of Silverstone. May the 18th is that race. If you want to sign up, make sure you head over to the Discord channel, get your hot stints in, read the rules and regulations, and sign up for the Endurance Driver Swap Championship. Starting May 18th, we do 4 races, 1 every 2 months. That'll be Silverstone 3 hours, Imola 3 hours, Spa 4 hours, and a Bathurst 6 hour to end the season. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, our Bathurst is not far off the Bathurst 1000.
Yeah, and it'll be good weather there as well. You can pretty much guarantee November, their summer, pretty much.
They're early summer, isn't it? Yeah. About then. But then again, no, it is Australia in the mountains, so it could be raining.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And we don't have the random kangaroo that can run in front of the car.
But we are doing the live weather, so that'd be absolutely fascinating to see. In this one, then. So who are we missing at the moment? P. Williams, I believe, was still confirmed. So that'll be 1. Yep, so it is just Glowbrighter.
Who's not here yet, with 6 minutes to go of practice. Glowbrighter's just joined.
Ah, there we go.
His name's just popped into the server.
So BMW now should definitely get their 500th race start. Just looking at any other milestones at the moment, there isn't. Smokey Devil is 5 races away from his 300th, which will be the 3rd driver to get to 300. That will be then the first race of Kyle Army. He will get that. Such Apex needs 3 races, so if he can turn up to Spa and Kyle Army, that'll be his 200th. Nobody's going to get to 100. Nobody's going to get to 150. And it is just much nuts tonight. In terms of race wins, nobody's going to get to 25 or 50 in terms of pole positions. Overtaker needs pole position tonight or next week or the week after to get to 25. In terms of podiums, Gary needs 8, but there's only 6 races, so nobody will do that one.
No, I believe that's P. Williams in chat into
Whitcomb, yeah.
Does anyone need to submit their hot stints for the Endurance Series?
No, if you've already done your hot stint, Whitcomb, if you've already done your hot stint, you're fine. It's if you are new to the Discord that you will need to do your hot stint.
I reckon maybe a bit faster now, maybe a bit slower. Yeah, but it's Catalunya. I'm not a fan of Catalunya, never have been. That's a shame.
Oh, don't let Daz hear you say that. We're on board with Luke now, then coming through the second Degner here then, and he comes up towards the hairpin corner where Daniel Kvyat had his big crash in a Red Bull a few years ago. Managed to rotate it in the air through the hairpin. He comes round to what is classed as 200 R. is this right-hander here before you come up to Spoon Curve. And who named it Spork Curve last night? The first corner, which is just the corner name is First Corner. It was you in my chat, wasn't it, on Twitch? And we said, well, the first corner is pretty much like Spoon, just a opposite way around. So we called it Spork Corner. So it's no longer the first corner. We're going to call it Spork. So he's gone through Spoon. He's coming down the back stretch before he comes to the famous 130R where Fernando Alonso went right around the outside of some Michael Schumacher. I don't know who he is. There's Luke there. That's a lot of curb on the inside. And Luke comes through to 130R to the Casio triangle, which is the chicane. Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost had their moments a few years ago. And now down to the last curve. PN's internet has just dropped out momentarily. So hopefully he'll join us back in the comms box. And down the start straight we go as they head towards Spork Corner. Just need clarification for the FBR boys. No worries. Yep, if they are new drivers, Whitcomb, then they need to sign up, read the rules, verify themselves, do the hot stint, do all the stuff basically you boys had to do. And everybody, not just a team, everybody has to sign up so we have all their drivers' information for the Endurance Series. Which I can't wait for. PN has just lost his internet. There we go. So we can confirm that from PN. So let's go to the man on his 50th appearance tonight, and that is Simon Blair with 2.5 minutes, just over 2.5 minutes of practice remaining. While you are in the chat, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit the bell to be notified when we go live. Obviously the big one, penultimate race of the season, next week at Spa-Francorchamps then. So really looking forward to that race out there. Pro-Am will be brought to you live by Dan Davis, 8 PM BST. And myself and PNMotorsport will bring you the action of Pro from Spa, 8 PM BST as well. So Simon Blair, 7/10 off the pace at the moment. It is Clouden who's gone second. Overtake is currently third. They've knocked Graham and Alex Powell down a little bit. Sky Schundelmeyer looks pretty quick around here as well. And Dan Davis and Mike Matthews separated by next to nothing down in 7th and 8th. The two big championship protagonists at the moment. But this man, the Haggis Muncher, Simon Blair, what can he do on his 50th race appearance? And many of you might think, well, Simon Blair, what's nuts? He's been around for quite some time. He has, but he's not done that many races at SimPlay. As Luke, in his Aston Martin, goes ahead of Remy Fernie, his teammate. And just all of a sudden, we've seen 2.9 separate the entire field. That is good going, to be fair. It could come down a little bit more. Sam, the slowest man out there. And obviously the solo team FBR driver, I do believe, tonight. Who is P. Williams with? P. Williams is stage 2. No, Graham's the other team. So it's stage 2. Esteban Borough Beck's flying the flag solo. And we do have PNMotorsport back in the lobby. So hopefully he'll join us in the commentary box momentarily. Here he is now. So Simon Blair then. He's going to be a man on a mission. Jamal Clouden, though, he's just going to return to the pit lane, isn't he? Yeah, I believe so. There he goes. Graham's also in the pit. Sully's out there on track. Oh, he's just had a big moment through the first of the Degners. Let's go on board with Dan Davis, who's at 130R. So drivers will be starting last lap. Much Nuts is going to get one more in. Oh, Dan's had a huge moment through 130R. And that is going to be his session over then. So Dan Davis not ending his session. How we would have particularly liked. We are joined once again by PNMotorsport. PN, welcome back.
Yeah, my LAN connector just died, not my Wi-Fi.
Ah, lovely. De Hoffner now coming through the chicane, Casio triangle, should we say, and down the hill he's going to come. He's currently 2.6 off the back of the pace. He comes round the final bend now, and here comes De Hoffner to the line. Any improvement? No. Paolo will also be done, as will someone else. Remy Fernie's on an invalid lap. And then it is the Muts Nuts. Car 81, that was Paolo. He's still going. He's pulled over now. So Simon Blair and car 34. Car 34 is that of M. Harris. Dan Davis and Mike Mathew struggling here, PM.
Yeah, the two championship contenders seem to be struggling here. But then again, they are they on race fuel or qualifying fuel? We don't know.
Well, this is it. We're about to find out who's going to be on what. We'll also give you the grid order in a few moments' time as well. Yeah, I did gather that your headset had changed.
So I can move around and stretch my back.
So no cost and no bore share in this first race either, it looks like. So only the 21 drivers tonight. Simon Blair, Simon Blair P9, that's not bad. He's looking to, he's just gone top 10 in the championship. He's 7 points off the back of Graham. Graham's having a good season. Would top 10 for Simon Blair kind of be about average, kind of be about where you'd say he would be around him and Smokey top 10 with the likes of Graham, Sky Shundelmeyer, Cloud and Overtaker, Joe, Gary, Alex, Mike Matthews and Dan Davis above him in the championship. Would you say 10th place for Simon is respectable for him, or do you think he can get more?
Yeah, it's respectable, but he'll want more.
Yeah.
Because you just generally want more.
Of course, yeah. No improvement.
Yeah.
As he crosses the line, Harris will cross the line also. And gets to it now. And I don't know if there was any improvement. So as you can see then, it is M. Harris from Glowbrighter on the front row. Row 2 will be Dennis Newman and Jay Ward. Row 3 will be Sully and De Hoffner. Row 4, Sam and S2M Borough Bex. Row 5 will be Luke and Paolo. Row 6 will be Ramey Fernie and Simon Blair. Row 7 will be Graham and Sky Shundelmeyer. Row 8 will be Clouden and Overtaker. Row 9, Joe and Gary Leach. Row 10, Alex Power, Mike Matthews. And on his own at the back, Dan Davis. Interesting race. PN, who are you going for the win?
Not going to count out Sully in P5.
Yeah.
I would love for De Hoffner to win in that V12 Aston. Is my mic too loud?
No, you don't sound loud to me.
I was just checking. I just don't want to boom out the stream. Yeah, I reckon Sully.
30 seconds.
Yeah, do you know what? I think Dennis Newman could be an interesting shout from P3.
Could be, but how much race rust has he got? Because it's been a
Well,
while.
it has been a couple of weeks, hasn't it, of race rush for him. So we'll have to see what he can do then. Obviously, the big formation lap is the one that they're going to be going through tonight.
10 seconds.
Yep. It's quite a long lap around here as well.
It is. 2 minutes they're doing. Nobody actually broke that 2 minute barrier, I noticed in practice. Yet in the test session there. But in practice all week, we were seeing 158s being done.
Yeah, I didn't see much of it during the week. And for a longer lap, next week, Spa. And that pit lane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That pit lane where you're going to lose so much time.
It's going to be horrible next week. It's going to be absolutely horrible.
It's going to be interesting.
It is. It is. We'll see who's going to do what.
And the weather's looking interesting as well. That's all I'm saying. Well, this weekend in Britain is meant to be about 20 degrees heat.
No,
so
that's next weekend.
It's this weekend, my weather app saying.
I check again because there's a storm hitting this weekend.
That's West Coast, not East Coast. I'm on the wrong side of the country, remember?
Then you might be fine, because according to mine, it's even though it's 18 degrees on Saturday, it's cloudy and raining. Next weekend is where it is absolutely beautiful.
Well, tomorrow's 18 here, then 21.
Lovely.
I might have to turn the aircon on.
Indeed. Indeed. It's going to be a warm one, that is for sure.
Sorry. Oh.
So you're going Sully. I'm going to say Dennis Newman. And let's see what happens. Will it be someone else? Will we get to crown a new race winner? Love a new race winner.
Of course. Who doesn't love a new race winner? As it's a BMW 123 for this reverse grid.
It is. It is. So go on the BMWs, obviously the car that I'm driving in Pro-Am. And let's see who can do what then. Get your predictions, don't forget, in the chat as well as we're about to go underway. We're halfway through the formation lap here at Suzuka for round 15 of the season. Round 15 and 16 tonight, 17 and 18 next week at Spa, and then obviously the final rounds 19 and 20 at Kyle Army to end the season. And this might be the last time we see Suzuka for a couple of seasons, because We don't like to do back-to-back circuits in a championship. This has done the last 2 seasons now. So this might be the last time we see Suzuka for a while.
Bring back Paul Ricard. But we hadn't had Paul Ricards for a couple of seasons.
We haven't, no. Exactly. All depends on the doom of the Wheel of Names.
We've never had Snetterton.
We've not.
In a sit.
No. No. No, we have Porsche Cup. Porsche Cup.
Porsche Cup and the PS5.
No, we did. Yeah, we did do
Yeah.
Snet, didn't we? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was what, Monza, Imola, Snet.
Donny and Silverstone. Right.
And of course, we've got Red Bull V.
Yeah, and Valencia, and Cota and Watkins Glen and Indianapolis.
Watkins Glen.
So we've got
phenomenal.
We've got a fair few tracks we've not yet used. Right, they'll be going into double file roughly about now.
It looks a bit messy at the moment on my screen.
Yeah, it looks a bit messy on my screen. Drivers not yet going into double file.
I know it's going to be hard to go double file through the Casio's triangle.
Actually easier than you think. It was actually easier than you think.
Well,
right.
I'll send them on Prost if they can get through there clean.
Yeah, at racing speed, possibly not, but at this speed, it will be.
Or after.
I don't think Monza will be on the calendar, Nikita, either, to be fair. Right then, rounding the final corner, the final bend. It is Harris on pole from Globe Writer. It is round 15 of the season. They all slow down, even into Fury's granddad in the chat. And for the first time tonight... It's a long hold, I forget the line's further down. It's not the first line they come to.
The first line, what it is in
for the first time tonight, we are green and go here at Suzuka, and it looks a decent start from Dennis Newman, who's just got to wait in behind Harris. That is also Jay Ward, who's trying to squeeze in between Globe Writer and Dennis Newman. All in towards turn 1 they come. Harris has got away lovely. Dennis Newman's got past the pack. Globe Writer's gone straight on into the gravel. So Dennis Newman's worked his way up into second. Sully's already having a look at Jay Ward. He's going to try and look around the outside. Not around there, he's not going to get it done. Globe Writer still off. Everybody looks through pretty clearly. There's a couple of stragglers in the background. I believe that is Globe Writer. I can't see who the other car is. 227 is one of the numbers. That is Graham, so I'm not sure what's happened to Graham then at turn 1. 167 as well. Looks like he's down there. That's Globe Writer for 43 of Ramy Fernie. Sully already, though, attacking the back now of Dennis Newman after he's got past Jay Ward. Has a little look coming through Dunlop in towards the Degners. He's very, very wide and on the gravel, and he's going to lose out to Jay Ward. There is L come through the first sector. Jay Ward is through, and now that is the McLaren of S2M. Borough Beck's looking on the back of him. Where is Dan and Mike Matthews? They've got through cleanly, but Dan's got ahead of Mike and Joe and Simon Blair.
Yeah, Joe's ahead of Mike as well. So that was a bad start. Well done, Pro.
Yeah, lovely start from Pro there. Probably the best one of the season. Alex Powell now is looking racy on the back of Jamal Clouden, then who's got some pace in his McLaren. It's Overtaker as well further forward, who's looking on the back of Sky Schundelmeyer then as they break in towards Spoon for the first time. Overtaker, who's had a horrible last couple of races, needs to get back to his best form, comes through Spoon. Lovely done, but he's not close enough yet to make a move. Paolo now is thinking of having a look on Sam in the Team FBR car. You see them coming up the back part of the circuit, up the back stretch towards the 130R corner. Paolo still having a sniff and having a look. This could be where we see a few incidents, drivers lifting off or breaking through there and trying to take a nice clean line. There you go, Sky Schundelmeyer now having a look at Paolo once again, and they all break into the chicane. Paolo's just outbraked himself a little bit and now goes deep at the second pot, and look at Alex Powell in the background. He's going side by side with Clouden. He's got up the inside. Now Gary Leach fancies a look at this and a sniff of an opportunity as well. Alex Powell has to defend that inside line. They're going three wide pretty much nearly down the start straight. Gary's not quite there. Alex has got in front of the pair of them. Clouden tries to slot through the middle and Gary doesn't make it through that Porsche in a straight line. PN just losing a bit of speed, but now looks to tuck up the inside through turn 1. That is a champion's move from Gary. 131, and Dan Davis follows suit as well, and Clouden there 3 places lost in 2 corners.
Yeah, watching the battle between Sully and Dennis Newman. Sully's put right back up very quickly.
He has indeed, as we go back down towards the back of the pack. Now Simon Blair's looking all over the back of Clouden, and Mike Matthews really hassling the back of Joe's BMW. Joe looks like he's got a bit of a scuff mark or two on the front of his BM. Raimi Fernie is now ahead of Glowbright, who's down in last, and Graham is behind him. But like you say, back to the front of the pack, Dennis Newman is letting Harris take away. Then it is Newman with Sully up his rear end. Jay Ward very, very wide. This could allow Borough Becks to tuck up and have a look. No, can't do so there. Overtaker's having a sniff though on the back of De Hoffner. This is where the last V12 Aston Martin should pull away. Down through 200 all they come. That straight line speed of the V12 Aston should just keep him in front of Overtaker as they come towards Spoon. Overtaker going to try and break late. No, he cannot. Alex Pow is having a look. Who is that on the back of? I think it was Gary Leach. I think Gary's got ahead. He has got ahead. So Gary Leach is ahead. What's happened? Oh,
Sky and Overtaker have kind of coming together, coming out of Spoon.
Oh, Dan Davis has been involved. Dan's in the wall. Mike's in the wall. Fury's in the wall. Simon Blair's in the wall. They've all in the wall. And it was a huge coming together. The pit window is open. Mike is ahead of Dan and can get in and repair that damage, but that is huge, PN.
That is huge. I'm trying to fathom out what happened. Dennis Newman's off the road at the 130R. He went off at 130R.
So Sully moves into second. Luke and Paolo are the first two to come into the pits. Gary stays out, as does Overtaker. Sky is in, I believe. Alex Pow is in. Mike Matthews is in. Raimi Fernie's coming in. Did Dan Davis stay out there? Dan Davis, oh, he's got huge damage.
Yeah, and Joe in chat's just said in capitals.
Yeah, well, Joe needs to put that ticket in and get that into the stewards to be looked at. Dan's coming charging in. Get that slow, Dan. Oh, dear. Oh, now.
Might not be able to if his brakes aren't working.
No,
Meanwhile,
he's fine. He's fine.
Sully's up in second. He's 1.3 off the back of M. Harris.
Yeah.
Jay Ward's visiting the Shadow Realm behind him in Deccan 1.
Dennis Newman. Where's Dennis Newman dropped to? He's pitted. He's pitted. Right, okay. I wondered where he dropped to. He's gone into the pits. And here comes Borough Becks then, trying to fend off Jay Ward. He's got ahead of Jay Ward, but it is Harris from Sully, from Jay Ward, Borough Becks, Sam De Hoffner. Gary Leach got through that melee of Tibbs and Overtaker that then everybody else got caught up in. Gary got through.
Yeah, Gary with the lucky dog move. But Overtaker and Tibbs are still going.
Dennis Newman, has he got damage? He's still in the pit lane.
He did. His car did not look damaged.
Oh, Joe's looks bad. He's only just trundling into the pit. Simon Blair's done. Dennis Newman is done now. Dan Davis not yet away. Mike Matthews jumped ahead of Alex Powell there. I don't think Mike repaired damage. Look at the state of the front of that car. Alex Powell still going. I don't think Mike repaired damage. Is that going to cost Mike in this race? As Paolo's on the back of Luke as well.
Sam's not far away in the Aston. That's Simon Blair coming out of the pits with a repaired car. Sully's now within a second of the lead.
Yeah, just watching Jay Ward, who's crawling all over the back of Esteban Borough Becks. In fact, he's having a look up the inside, coming through the S's at the first part of the circuit, the snake as they call it.
Overtaker, Tibbs and Paolo are all in the pits.
So Tibbs, Taker and Clouden. It's not Paolo, it's Clouden that is in the pits. Paolo's already pitted.
Clouden got a lovely jump on Tibbs.
And Taker's out as well. So where is Mike Matthews in relation to all these? That is a slow Harris! Just watching Ward and S2M, and Harris is slow with the fastest lap of the race. He's made a mistake at Dunlop.
He's returned to pits, hasn't he?
No, Harris is still going. He's P5.
He's P5. I just saw a yellow flag somewhere. There was someone... it's... Blair's back in the pits.
Simon Blair back in the pits there. Not sure why that is. What a horrible 50th race for him. Mike Matthews did not jump any of the other drivers. Sky Schundelmeyer is behind now. Cloud and Overtaker got the best pit stop there and is away. And he's right on the back of Luke already. This for P9 and 10. So Overtaker looking racy in this one. Now it is Sam putting pressure on Jay Ward out front for P4 and 3. As Alex Powell still behind Mike Matthews, and Mike Matthews, well, Dan's down in 19th. That for Mike is a few points he's going to pull back over his championship rival.
Yeah. Is it all going to implode inside SimPlay Racing?
Well, we will see. Gary Leach still yet to pit, and he is currently 1.3 off the back of De Hoffner, who is 1.7 off of this little fight. Is any of the leaders going to jump in the pits? There you see Gary, who's lapped Dan. Sam is in. De Hoffner doesn't follow suit. And Gary comes down now. He's got Dan Davis a lap behind him. Simon Blair still in the pits. This could allow Joe's now out the pits to get ahead of Simon Blair. What a nightmare race one for these two. Now looking at the closest battle on the track, that is Sky Schundelmeyer, who was on the back of Clouden, but Clouden has now ended up behind Mike and Alex Powell. And it is now Alex Powell that's closest to Mike Matthews that's the closest fight.
Yes. Mike's in front of Alex.
Yep.
Alex is behind Tibbs. I mean,
Sky. Yep.
De Hoffner has done his pit stop as well, and is
Joe has got ahead of Simon Blair. So wherever Simon returned to pits, Joe has got in front. Oh, will that be a retirement on his 50th race? That's not what you want to see.
No. Meanwhile, though, 6.2 seconds up the road is Sully from Borough X. And then Jay Ward a second behind.
Globe Writers up to 8th as Alex is going around the outside of Mike through the snake. They give each other a bit of room. They lean on each other just a little bit. And Mike's going to have to probably concede that place. Alex just looks like he's got too much pace for Mike tonight. Alex goes up the inside, and that is an easy move for Alex Powell. Moves up into 13th, so Mike drops down to P14 then. Overtaker's up to 8th now with the pit stop. Sam's got Paolo on his rear end. And De Hoffner just tumbling down the standings, but he's only behind Sky Schundelmeyer.
Overtaker's not got past Luke yet.
No, he's got close, although Luke's gone a little wide at the hairpin. This could give Overtaker the run that he needs as we're halfway through the race. Overtaker side by side with Luke, and that speed of the McLaren just not able to do enough. I think the Aston's just got the legs, but is Overtaker going to look to send it into Spoon? No, he does not, and has to wait another day, does Overtaker. He's looking racy, though, tonight.
Oh, Sam's off behind.
Will that help Mike Matthews out? No, he's back on circuit. Paolo still with him. Gary Leach is in the pits. And now, look, Alex is in a train of De Hoffner with Mike not a million miles away in the background.
Overtaker side by side with Luke going on the 130R and backs out of it.
Well, Mike just doesn't have the pace in a straight line. I wonder if not fixing his damage was the right thing to do. He's lost out to Alex. He's not been able to keep with Alex and Luke down into 130R. Alex is now going to look to the outside at the Casio triangle. Round the outside he goes and comes back through once again, and that is a great move. Doesn't get it done though, and now Mike Matthews is here, but I don't think the straight line speed's going to be enough. He's going to try and stay in the slipstream of De Hoffner. Alex tries to cover Mike off. Mike now goes in behind Alex Powell, and he's going to look to the outside line as Gary Leach comes out the pits. Of all these three battling, Mike sensibly backs out of it, and Alex around the outside of Spork. Great move from Alex Powell there.
Brilliant draw the name. I love filming up random names. Meanwhile, cracking battle between Luke and Overtaker.
Yeah, we'll go back to Luke and Overtaker then as they're coming through the snake at the moment. We'll obviously keep our eyes on Mike Matthews with De Hoffner. Graham's also within 9/10 of Ray Fernie. Dan Davis only 19th, 21 seconds behind Dennis Newman. Overtaker now. Good run through Dunlop, but he's going to be on the outside for the first of the Degners. Luke goes very deep. Overtaker steps in, sets him up. An absolute kipper. Luke's wide. Overtaker too much on the curb. Who got the better exit as they're going to come up the hill towards the hairpin corner? Luke and Overtaker side by side. Luke cannot keep it there, and Taker covers him off on the brakes. Into the hairpin they come. What a battle that has been. They've also got Sam Paolo and Sky Schundelmeyer not a million miles away. Gary Leach, by the way, avoided the carnage of Overtaker and Sky Schundelmeyer. Come out the pits behind Overtaker and Sky Schundelmeyer.
Yeah, Taker's claimed quite a few positions.
As Mike Matthews now coming through 200R on the back of De Hoffner here then. And into Spoon, Harris is in the pit. Simon Blair is still in there as well. That is more than likely a retirement for Simon Blair.
Yeah, more than likely. As Globetrotter, well, he's not pitted yet. He's 31 seconds off the back of Harris. Will he peel into the pits now?
Well, Globetrotter had an off at the beginning of the race. Mike bouncing over the curb at 130R. Now on the back of De Hoffner, pulls out late, going to look up the inside at the chicane. No. Will not do it there, so cannot get a move completed. Harris is on his way out of the pits, but where is Overtaker coming down the start straight? Here comes Overtaker, and Luke Harris is going to get absolutely swamped. There's Overtaker, there's Luke. He's lost an extra 2 positions. Luke went deep though. Oh, he's just tapped the back of Harris a little bit. Harris is now through. He's only lost a 1 position to Overtaker. Overtaker's currently sitting pretty in a net P5, P4 when Globetrotter ends up in the pits.
Yeah, we don't know how much further behind the leaders they are, but was Sully 10 seconds near enough in front of Bubba Bix.
Mike Mathews now, by the way, sorry PN, is right on that rear wing of De Hoffner, coming through the snake. He is pushing him through almost. And it's just hurting Mike here. I feel that Mike's damage is just hurting him too much.
Yeah, well, and plus that V12 power that's in the back front of that Aston.
Mike's now got Clouden for company. So when he wants to try and overtake cars and score more points, he's got Clouden to take points off him. That's not what he wants. He's currently 5 points in front of 5 places in front of Dan. At the minute, Michael score 17 points for his troubles. Dan will score 12. It's only 5 points, but again, it's 5 points in the right direction here, and that'll take the gap down to 36 with race 2 coming up later.
Bubba Bix and Ward are in the pit lane.
So the 2 leaders are in the pit. Sorry, second and third are in the pits. Globetrotter and Sully still to pit. And if you go on Globetrotter, you can see Overtaker in the background. Harris has got Luke, who's got Sam, who's got Paolo, who's got Sky Schundelmeyer right there. Then it's Gary Leach with Alex Powell catching him. Then it is De Hoffner with Mike Mathews and Clouden for company. Then it's Ramey Fernie not a million miles away. And Graham. Dennis Newman is on his own at the moment. He's nearly being lapped as he comes through Dunlop, a little bouncy through Dunlop. Danny's at the Snake. Joe is coming through the Degners, and Simon Blair has retired from this race. Overtaker's coming down the start straight. Globetrotter stays in front. Here comes Burabexo. He's off the limiter now. Jay Ward is not. So Overtaker gets ahead, I believe, of both of them. He has an absolute peach. Yeah. Harris gets through on Ward. So does Luke. So does Sam. So does Paolo. So does Sky. Gary Leach just misses out. So going long, not the strategy here today, but Gary's right up the back end of Jay Ward right now.
And both Sully and Globetrotter have to pit this lap with 2 minutes left of the window.
Yeah. Indeed. In fact, actually, where is... No, Globetrotter... Yeah, no, he's got to pit. He's only at Spoon. Apologies. So, yeah, he's got to pit again.
Dunlop pitting.
Sorry, Sully's at Spoon. Apologies. Sully's at Spoon. Gary now, though, right on the back of Jay Ward here with Alex Powell for company. Mike Mathews still stuck behind, and look at the battle in front. Gary then, does he get the run in towards Degner 2? Luke's made a mistake. Gary and Jay Ward are wide, and Alex Powell could capitalise on both places. Gary gets ahead of Jay Ward, and Alex Powell follows through. Mike as well is trying to look for moves, but further forward, Sam he's putting Luke under pressure, and he's got the job done on Luke. Paolo's watching on from the background, and Mike Mathews is having a look on De Hoffner on the exit of the hairpin corner. There's 5 for a battle here. There's 5 in front. There's 3 in between. It's all happening here at Suzuka in the dying minutes of the race as Sully is in.
Sully is in. Globetrotter's just let Overtaker through.
Mike up the inside at Spoon, manages to get the move done now on De Hoffner, and he now gets it finished. Clouden nearly into the back of him. Ramey Fernie tries to capitalise on that mistake from Clouden, can't do so there. So Mike has moved up a place. Overtaker's in second position at the minute now. He's got past, but Sully is out the pits before Overtaker is through the chicane. So Sully is away from Overtaker. Globetrotter has got to pit this lap. He peels in now. So it'll then be Burabexo, M. Harris, Sam, with Luke behind him. Then it is Paolo and Schundelmeyer. Schundelmeyer's off!
My earballs.
Apologies. Off into the wall. He's dropped behind Jay Ward. Now Mike Mathews isn't a million miles away, and Gary Leach is attacking the inside of Paolo. And up the inside, Gary Leach is up into 7th place now. With about 2 laps to go, Gary Leach, great racing from him, and now Sam's under pressure from Luke as well up front. It's been a great race, bar that one bit of carnage at 1:30, just coming out to Spoon. It has been a great race, PM.
Yeah, as well. Again, I couldn't see much watching on the Switch screen from last night, so I heard Pro-Am got interesting.
Just looking at the points difference now for Dan and Mike. Mike is now sitting P12. That'll give him 19 points to Dan's, what will be 17th. He's actually not yet past Glowbrighter, and Glowbrighter's gone green.
And away. Dennis Newman's back in the pits.
Yeah, so Dan's now 18th place, so I'm not sure why Dennis Newman's back in the pits. He has done 3/4 distance, though. Oh, Jay Ward's around! Jay Ward is around. Does that give Mike an extra place? Not just yet. He's going to try and look up the inside of 200R. Raimi Fernie's trying to put Duffin under pressure. Mike then, up the inside of 200R. Does Jay Ward yield that position? He does. He does.
Yes.
Mike into Spoon, so Mike's now into 11th. That gives him 20 points. Dan's in 18th. That gives him 13 points. So it's a 7-point switch here with 1 lap to go. We've lost a driver from the lobby. We've lost Simon Blair, so that is a retirement.
Yeah, as Sully is on the final lap now, and he has the fastest lap so far. But it'd be interesting to see what Takey can do. Now he's
Jay Ward, big snap there, coming on the exit to 130R. M. Harris, 8 tenths off the back of Borough Bex. Luke has lost out to Sam massively. Gary is under immense pressure from Alex Powell. Gary looking for 7th place. This for BTC Jaeger as well. Huge points here, pretty much, as Alex is going to look up the inside into Spork, and Gary's going to give him plenty of room. Gives him plenty of room. Alex up the inside. Thank you, Mama, for the carrots. Gary's going to tuck back underneath and look for the switchback. Doesn't get it done, though. Alex manages to keep ahead as they come into the snake. Whoa, what racing, PN. What absolute racing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Love racing. Love anything with an engine, really. Even lawnmowers.
Paolo has fell off the back of Sky Shundelmeyer. Mike Matthews not far off the back of him. Jay Ward's coming under pressure from Clouden. Raimi Fernie is ahead of De Hoffner. Graham is now side by side with De Hoffner coming through the snake. Dennis Newman's done 3/4 distance.
Yep. Overtake this round 7 tenths of a second on Sully.
Yeah,
that's
just too much to do. Sully's at Spoon.
Yeah.
Harris is within half a second here.
He is, as I thought Sully looked like it couldn't put any power down coming out of Spoon.
Well, he's coming into 130R. It is going to be 3 sprint races in a row. It's the feature race he's struggling with at the moment, but it is going to be 3 sprint races in a row that this man is going to take a great race win. It has been absolutely fantastic from Sully. From 5th on the grid, Sully is going to be round 15 winner. What a shame this man wasn't here at the start of the season. He wins the race. He's not yet taken fastest lap. Overtaker, not had the best of form recent weeks. He's now back to his best. That is a great drive for 2nd place. What a job for him. S2M Borough Bex will hang on in there as well for P3. Harris will cross the line P4.
Sam keeps P5 from
He does.
Luke.
From Luke, from Alex Powell, from Gary Leach, from Sky Shundelmeyer. Oh, Mike Matthews was close there in the end. So P5, P6 went the way of Luke. P7 went the way of Alex Powell. 8th for Gary Leach. 9th for for Sky Shundelmeyer. Paolo took 10th. Mike Matthews 11th. So 11th place, 20 points. Good points for Mike. Jay Ward will take 12th. Clouden will come home for 13th. Raimi Fernie 14th. 15th place for De Hoffner. I think there's Fury just in front going slow as he's getting to the line. So Joe across the line for 19th place. Glowbrighter is going to come across the line for 17th place. Graham was 16th. And Dan Davis down in 18th place. And not the opening stage of the race he'd have wanted. Fastest lap of the race as well. We'll just wait for Dan to cross it, because last time Dan did it, he took fastest lap on the last lap. That stays the way of Sully. Right, we'll be back momentarily for the second race of the afternoon. Do not go anywhere.
Get some.
And ladies and gentlemen, to SimPlay Motorsport here for the second race of the evening. It is round 16. Simon Blair and Dennis Newman will not be taking part in this second race. So we hope to get Simon Blair back in, but Dennis Newman will not be taking part further in SimPlay Motorsport. Overtaker is the first man out on circuit. No drivers to interview tonight, PN. For a change, so it's going to be the championship standings that look a little like this. Dan Davis leads away now by 34 points to Mike Matthews, with Alex Power 107 behind. He's the real beneficiary out of this one. Still with 283 points left up for grabs. He's really closed the gap massively. Gary Leach for 436. He's also brought the gap down. Overtaker moves ahead of Joe for P5 and 6. Clouden 7th with Sky Sundelmeyer 8th. Graham 9th. Raimi Fernie 10th. Simon Blair 11th, Paolo 12th, Luke 13th. Aston Paolo down. These cannot win the championship, so that is Paolo, Luke, Esteban Borobex, and Siri Sam on Ash. Sully, De Hoffner, J Ward, Clarbel, P Williams, Darren Yo, Tarkowski, Taylor, Losser, Coutiers, DeFiz, Newman, Reiter, Harris, Graham, Bourchier, Shaggy, Denbrave, Tech Leader, Costa Marshall, and Roy. In terms then of that Constructors' Championship, only 3 teams left in it. The Highest Munchers, who will be out of it by the end of this one. BTC Jaeger clawing points back. The gap is down to 312, so they've clawed nearly 20 points back in that one race. It will now keep them in it for another week. 107 points left. They are 312 behind, 221 left to play for, so they will not be out of this. But it is SimPlay Racing leading the way from BTC Jaeger. The Highest Munchers falling behind a bit more. They're being caught by Team FBR with Sam and Graham out there. They're catching the Highest Munchers, and with no Simon Blair out there, that's going to cost them even more. Then it's the Ottinger All-Stars, Stage 2 Motorsport, Red Rum. No, I've not actually updated the constructors. It is then Button Basher ahead of Red Rum. Who are last season's constructors winners. Greasy Bandit, then BDM Motorsport, Effect Motorsport, JB Racing, 2 Old Dams, Audi Sport bringing up the rear. So there we go. Good evening to Tracy in the chat. Don't forget, if you like what we see here, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit the bell to be notified.
Yeah. And because your chat box, for some reason from your Twitch stream, I said that in your Switch.
Yeah.
So it came up on the stream.
Exactly. Not sure why, but hey ho.
It's got to be something to do with Streamlabs.
Yeah, it has. I keep looking at trying to sort it, but it's just nothing's working. Right. Qualifying 2, Overtaker is the first man on a flying lap. Sully is the car right behind him. This is going to be an interesting fighting qualifying here for pole position.
It is I think it's just going to be a battle between the McLarens, really, isn't it?
Glowbrighter in the pits, Joe in the pits, Luke and Sky Sundelmeyer on qualifying bans are in the pits. So a lot of drivers not taking to qualifying here at the minute, PN.
2 can't because they're on quali bans. Luke and Sky are both on qualifying bans.
Yeah, but 2 other drivers not qualifying. Joe coming from the back of the grid. Is that really where Joe wants to be?
A full advantage at turn 1.
He was at the back of the pack though for the first race and it didn't work, did it? Right, Overtaker comes round at the final bend now. He comes down the start straight. What is his lap time going to be? Here then he crosses it, does a 2-minute dead. What about Sully? 3/10 off the back. Then it is not S2M Borobex. 111 is ahead of him. That is Alex Powell. Other drivers not setting valid lap times at the moment. 34 just in front. That is M. Harris who won't set a valid lap time. Borobex will go after Alex Powell. Then it will be Mike Matthews to set a lap time. And no lap time there from Borobex. Mike goes P3. That is then De Hoffner just behind. He goes into P5. Next car to do a flying lap is car 16 of Dan Davis. Peony.
Yes, Matthew. I think De Hoffner next season might not be in the D12 at Aston, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think if you want a proper go at it, you'd be better off going in something else.
Maybe the V8 again.
Yeah, possibly so. Possibly so.
In Alex's hand, the V8 is quite handy. Or maybe in the VEVO version if we get it before the next season. Dan
moves into P2. I don't think we're going to because it didn't come out in the Nordschleife pack.
And there is, in GT World Challenge, there is some GT3 Mustangs.
Yeah, it was the Corvette that was the car that we probably wasn't getting. We didn't get the Mustang either. And there probably won't be another pack. Right, Sam is the next man to the line before Overtaker comes back round. So, yeah, Joe's still not out on track. Dan has gone P2. He has split Sully and Overtaker. Impressive lap from Dan. But it's what else he's got. Sam goes P7. Next up is Overtaker once again. And then it will be Sully. And then after Sully, it will be Paolo to set his first flying lap, provided they all stay valid through 130 odd. There's already a couple of invalid laps already. Car 36, that of Clouden is already invalid. He's only at the stake.
Taker coming out the final corner. What should we call that one? The first corner sport.
That's Final Bend is its name. As here comes Overtaker. Didn't improve. Sully goes pole. So, wow, great lap there from Sully. What about Paolo? He's improved a little bit. Graham moves up into P3. Jay Ward is then next to the line. He's gone P7. Joey's coming out of the pits now. What about the 111 of Alex? As Harris goes P8. Here comes Alex to the line. He moves up to P5. Then it is this of S2M Borobex to the line. Crosses it, goes P10. Mike Matthews, who's currently P6, stays P6. Then it'll be De Hoffner, stays P11. Next car to the line, Dan Davis. Got to find even more time because Graham's now gone in front of him as well.
Yeah, Graham, 0.666 of a second, slower than Sully. I had to say it. I hope Tony's listening and put a smile on his face.
I know his wife's home. Great to hear that Tony, Fury's granddad's wife is home. Dan Davis to the line. Does improve, goes P3. 4 tenths off the pole. Gary Leach next to the line.
I thought I saw a car crossing the pit exit line behind Dan then.
Here comes Gary Leach to the line now. What's he going to do? Not yet set a lap time, straight into P8. Next car to the line will be Overtaker. Sully's on an invalid one. Sully's back in the pits. No, Taker's not. Grey dot on my screen.
I'm going to bring it up on full screen so
as he comes now towards 130 all round he goes.
I can see the dots better than the numbers when it's full screen on the track map.
And here comes
the curve.
Very aggressive, very aggressive. Overtaker out the final corner now. Fury is out on circuits. He's only going to get half qualifying in. Here comes Taker trying to limit his distance to the line. Next car to the line will be 81. That'll be Paolo. Taker improves. Oh, by 44 thousandths of a second, he improves by. Here comes Paolo. He slightly improves and moves ahead of Harris. Next car to line on a valid lap is De Hoffner, so Sully's coming again.
Yes, Tony, you did hear your name because, well, Graham's ruined it. Well, Overtaker ruined it, now we're on faster because of the 0.666.
Here comes De Hoffner then looking to improve on his lap time. Then down the start straight he comes 3.2 off the pace. Goes 2.7. Next man to do a lap, Dan Davis. Before it will be Gary 131 who's currently 8th. Mike Matthews needs to get closer to Dan here.
He does. Yeah, he gained a few points race 1.
Got to chip away. Got to chip away at that lead. That's all he's got to do. Here comes Dan Davis. Can he improve any? He does, but it is not enough. And it looks like he's pulled over to go back to the pit lane. Then it's Gary before car 96 of Sam. Clouden, Ramey and Joe still not put in a valid lap time at the moment.
No, not yet.
Gary to the line now. Can he improve and go above Jay Ward? No, he cannot. Car 36. That is Clouden on a valid lap time. Coming down the start line now. Then it's car 96 of Sam. Here comes Clouden. Oh, it's a P6. Puts another car between Dan and Mike Matthews.
96 next, that's Sam. No.
Nope.
Ramey's on an invalid lap.
Yeah, it's Alex Powell, the next one, who may have just invalidated his there.
He has.
He did, yes. Then it's going to be back to 11. So that is Mike Matthews, who now has got Clouden, who's gone in front of him, between him and Dan.
As we say good evening
to a tenth and a bit for Mike here, by the way. Puts him above Clouden and above Alex, Alex is in the pits. Good evening, Jamie Brazier. So a tenth and a bit for Mike, you know, all of a sudden puts him right behind Dan on the grid.
It does. It's, wow, so close. Especially at the top of the pro, with Overtaker now back on the circuit as well, because he just probably saw Sully's matte black McLaren, unpainted McLaren, we could say.
Car 68 is next, so that'll be Borough Bex on a lap. Fury behind him's not on a valid one. Mike to the line, no improvement. Borough Bex to the line, no improvement. De Hoffner to the line, 2.7, no improvement. Next car is 227, that's Graham. If he finds half a second, all of a sudden jumps Dan.
If he finds more than that, he jumps everyone. A bit of a different animal, Suzuka to Monza.
Car 34 will be next to the line. That is Harris. Graham to the line now, though. No improvement there. Here comes Harris before Gary 131 will be next. Harris just a tenth off the back of Gary Leach. Finds a bit, doesn't improve too much. Gary Leach now to the line. Can he find any time to jump up the leaderboard? No, does not. Next car on a valid lap is once again Mike Matthews.
There's the 11. Cameraman couldn't find Joe then. I was trying to find him.
Joe's just behind Mike and car 68 of Borough Bex.
Fernie across the line.
Joe's not good line.
P12.
Fernie across the line? Oh, did he? I didn't even see his dot on the map.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on him. I just saw him come to the line, and he just qualified, moved up to P12, so he's put a lap in now. Glowbrighter's back in the pits.
Yeah, Glowbrighter's not came out.
Joe is now coming towards 130R. What a corner.
Here comes Mike, the first of the three to do a lap. Car 68 of Borough Bex will be after. Mike comes down the final bend towards the line, needs a good lap here. Like we said, a couple of tenths. He's all of a sudden sat right behind his teammate. Half a second, he sat on the same row as his teammate, and he does find a few tenths. Borough Bex improves to P10. Joe only goes P14. And De Hoffner stays just behind him. Who's the next car in his overtake to try and extend his pole position?
No.
And he does not. Graham next up now. So Mike is the position behind Dan. And this all of a sudden is, like we said, it now is crunch time for Dan to get a good start.
It is, and maybe you could have standard starts. Can you imagine how much
Imagine.
standard.
Graham finds a bit of time there, but it's not enough. Car 34, that's Harris, 1.6 off the back. Does he improve? He does. He goes P8, knocking a few drivers down. Dan is going to get one last lap in, as is Gary Leach. Next is Clouden. Now imagine he finds 4 tenths. He goes back in front of Mike.
Yeah, imagine. Oh, it's close at mid.
He does not find any time there. Who's next? 43. That's Ramey.
Oh, Sully invalidated at 130R. He ran a bit wide.
He's going to get one more shot at it. Ramey Fernie stays P13. Next car on a valid lap, 96. That is Sam.
Jay Ward's just climbing across the line.
Don't forget, if you're new here, hit that thumbs up button and the bell to be notified, and hit that subscribe button. It really does help the channel. Nearly approaching 700 subscribers in a season. We've nearly gained 100, so it's been a massive effort. Thanks to you all in the chat. Here comes Sam to the line now. Is it going to be an improvement for Sam? No improvement. What about Alex Powell? Just under 4 tenths to go ahead of Mike. Finds a 10th. Mike's going to come to the line and get one more run in, as is Joe.
Yeah, Joe will, but anyone behind Joe...
Yeah, so Taker will be done here.
Taker will be done.
So this is it for Overtaker. This is do or die. Danny's done. Gary's on an invalid lap. Here comes Overtaker to the line. No improvement. So now we wait. Dan Davis, the next man on a lap. I believe Sully's in the pits.
Sully's done.
So it is all down to Dan Davis here to take pole position away from Overtaker. He's into the Casio triangle for the final lap of qualifying. Dan Davis now, for a chance to take pole position. He's not had the pace in practice all week. Dan Davis is going to come to the line. Is he going to be enough for pole? Yes, he's done it! By 0.3 of a second, Dan Davis takes pole position. Provisionally for the time being. Jay Ward is slow, so he is done. It is now to Alex Powell if he can find 1.3 seconds. Holy moly, Dan Davis has pulled out the lap of his life there.
And that is a point, isn't it, Paul?
No, it is a point. Oh, Mike Matthews will be gutted, but Mike is still on a lap as well.
As is Fury. There's Alex on through 130R.
Yeah. So Alex, Mike, Fury. Fury needs 2.8 seconds out to take pole position. I did not expect Dan on pole tonight. He has struggled all week. Overtaker and Sully have looked like they've had the outright pace, but Dan has done it. Here comes Alex Power, 1.3 seconds needed. Can he get ahead of Mike Matthews in qualifying? Yes, he can. Mike's pitted.
Mike's bailed.
So Mike will be sixth. Dan will be first. And here comes Fury.
What's Joe got?
To the line. 14th at the moment. Only improves to 13th place. So not the qualifying for Joe there. But did I not expect Dan to get that one?
No. Never expected Dan to come from
I was
nowhere.
tipping Overtaker all day long for that pole position. All day long.
Well, between Taker and Sully, wasn't it? Really?
Wow, what a lap. At the very end, PN, as well, when it mattered most, cross the line with a handful of seconds left. And to pump in a lap time like that is why he's leading this championship, because he just has these moments of magic.
As he chases his 8th, something that Lewis hasn't done, and Michael will never do now. That 8th title. I don't know. I can't remember.
Dan Davis has had 2 pole positions all season. That, by the way, means that Overtaker needs the pole at Kyle Army and at Spa to get that 25th pole position.
Spa favoured McLaren quite well. To be honest, I think so will Kyle Army.
Nah, Porsche, Kyle Army. I know the Porsche does go really well around there.
The Honda goes well at
The
Kyle
Honda
Army
goes
as well.
lovely at Kyle Army, yeah, it does.
So does a Bentley.
Yeah, BMW's not too bad. Not too bad. But that then, 35 points is now the gap. That is Dan's 77th pole position. No, sorry, that's race wins I was looking at. That is Dan's 52nd pole position. 20 more pole positions than any other driver. That is Lamborghini's 68th pole position. It is now 20 behind the Mercedes. PN, who's going to win this race?
Oh, I reckon Taker. He's the one with nothing to lose to stay in the championship fight.
Yeah.
So Overtaker will be doing it. Dan just want to outscore Mike.
Yeah. If that's not worth a like and a subscribe, I don't know what is. That was absolutely epic qualifying.
That was. As they all start begin their warm-up lap, as Matt's inputting qualifying into Sim.
Yeah. Not into SimGrid.
Into warm-up lap because I don't know what Mike.
Not into SimGrid, but just into the spreadsheet.
Because as I see the stream, which is Matt's cameras, it's already about 30-40 seconds beyond what I can see on my stream.
What a quali lap.
What a lap. If it was going to be any other lap...
That'll be one, PN, as well, that we're going to talk about for a couple of weeks, because that'll be a lap that Dan will be absolutely... We'll speak to Dan later, I'm sure, off air, even if not in the interviews. Dan will have a smile from ear to ear.
Oh, no doubt. He'd be grinning like a Cheshire cat, wouldn't he?
Because I don't even think Dan expected pole there tonight.
No. No, not what he's saying. That is he a fan of Suzuka? I can't remember.
No, he's not. No.
Again, there's another circuit he don't like.
And off air, he was not looking forward to this race.
Yeah.
But that, for Dan, in terms of actually the most successful drivers around here, that is Dan's now second pole position. He's only got one win to his name. but it is his second pole position.
Whew. I know someone else who's got a pole here. At Real
Overtaker is the most successful driver at this track. So
is that included Sakito as well?
Well, that is Sakito, Ball, F1 and GT4.
Because I know who's got a pole here in F1. Well, F2.
F2, you.
Me, somehow. Shame my race didn't go very well. If I remember rightly. I think I lost it through the snake and made my F2 car a three-wheeler.
PN, who are you tipping for the race win?
Taker.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Sully. I'm gonna go Sully. I think the McLaren's got the better pace tonight.
No, so it's Overtaker. Overtaker's in.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I'm to you know, just to be different. You know.
Yeah. Well, I went Sully for race 1, so. So can't keep saying it's the same driver every week.
Right, they'll be going 2x2 shortly.
So Graham's an outside shot.
Yeah, and Alex.
And Alex is up there as well,
Yeah.
so you can't count out Alex either.
And like you said, Pien, Dan's not got a fight Overtaker and Sully. They're not in this championship fight.
No. Yes, what, Taker's what, P3?
Taker's P5, 167 points behind. You know, and he'll be out of it next week, depending on what Dan outscores him by tonight.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the minute, it's one of them.
So, yeah, Overtaker's got nothing to lose.
Neither's Sully, neither's Graham, neither's Alex. I mean, Alex really at 102 points behind, 108 points behind, sorry. Alex here beats Dan, and all of a sudden, Dan's maybe looking over his shoulder at Alex.
Yeah, about Matt Gray, Aston Martin, here tonight.
Right then, round 16 of the championship.
At Suzuka, where championships have been won and lost here. But it won't be this year in F1 because with it in April.
It won't be this year at SimPlay Motorsport.
No. Because we've still got Spa.
They're coming to the line. Dan Davis versus Overtaker. How many times have we said that on the front row of the grid, PN?
Too many.
And it is going to be now. For round 16, it's green and go, and it's a good start from Dan. It looks like he's got a bit of a jump over Overtaker, but Overtaker fighting back around the outside. Sully as well, looking to the inside of Dan Davis. Dan, though, is going to have that inside line going into turn 1. The long right-hander of Spork. Overtaker's going to try and hang it around the outside. Does he get the better exit of Dan? He'll have that inside line next part for the snake. And here comes Taker. Dan immediately tucks in behind Overtaker. So Taker gets the jump on Dan at turn 1. Held it around the outside and does what he needed to do. Not sure anybody's off. Think it was a kick up of the dust. There is, yes.
81.
It is 81, that is Paolo, and I believe 36, that is Clouden. Dan's sticking with the back of Overtaker at the minute, but here comes Sully and Alex, and that is Harris, who is off in the background. A disaster start for him. We're going to stick with his front three at the moment till Sector 1. Fury's been involved in that. I see a yellow flag with Fury's name on it. That is called, is that 73 or 13? I'm not sure. I believe 13.
It was 24, 73.
We have lost a driver, and I believe it's Joe. It is Joe. Joe is gone. So that'll be no points for Joe then. So it is Overtaker from Dan, from Sully. There you see De Hoffner and Harris and Raimi Fernie and Burrow-Bex as they all come through. Here comes Alex Powlock attacking that of Sully at the moment. And all of a sudden the top 6 have got a massive gap behind after carnage.
Yeah. It's like the rest of the circuit between them. So taking a 0.3 of a second in front of Dan. Alex has got in front of Sully.
Alex has got in front of Sully. It's a great move from Alex, and so that'll be a retirement for Fury and a qualifying ban next week for him.
Taker pulled out to 0.6.
Oh, Alex clipped a bit of the curb there. And now he's going to hunt down after Dan. This is what Dan's not going to want. Mike's going to look for a move on Graham into the chicane. Can't get it done. The bonus for Dan is it's only the top 6 that's broken away here. Dropping down the order a little bit. Harris on the back of De Hoffner. Raimi Fernie trying to stick with them. Sam's on the back of S2M Burrow-Bex. Paolo as well trying to stick to the back of Glowbrighter. No, that's not Glowbrighter. That is Gary Leach, who's got himself ahead of Paolo there then, and I reckon Gary's going to have a look at Glowbrighter down the straight.
Yeah. So whatever happened in the mid-pack...
Sam's having a look on Burabek's. Apologies, piano to turn one. They can't get it done. So no manoeuvre there. Gary also doesn't get the move done on Glowbrighter. Paolo still with them slightly. Luke is into the pit lane. He's drove in. Sky Schundelmeyer still going. Jay Ward damage. Clouden damage. But to the front, Alex is within 6/10 of Dan.
Yeah, as Burabek says, I had quite a heavily damaged car, to be honest, looking at the front of his McLaren. As Sam's now got past him, as they go through Dunlop, De Hoffler with the fastest lap of the race. So far.
So Luke into the pits, not the start he wanted though, so we have lost 3 drivers tonight. That is not the night the Pro boys would have wanted. And Alex now really getting close to the back of Dan here, and Dan not being able to stick with Overtaker. Overtaker's pulling away. As we drop down the pack again, Harris try and stick with De Hoffner, and there you see Ramy Fernie on the rear wing of Harris as well. Burabek's trying to put Sam under pressure now. Gary's got past Glowbrighter and is on the back of Burabek's here.
Yeah, look how tight this mid-pack is.
Yeah.
It's so tight.
It is a good tight battle out there at the minute. Dan defending from Alex. Oh! Sully's had a moment! And it is the feature race again. And it has not gone the way Sully wanted. But Dan's lost a place to Overtaker. Mike's now gained a place over Sully. So yes, Dan will extend his gap, but the points will not be as much as it would have to start with. And Sully again in the wall.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Alex is looking racy. I think Alex wants this. He's hunting. Taker now takes fastest lap from... Now Alex with the fastest lap of the race.
Nobody's got the fastest lap on my screen. Now, there we go. Alex has now. And Alex is hunting after Dan. Graham's not gone with him. Mike's within half a second of Graham. M. Harris up the inside of De Hoffner. And Ramy Fernie's looking up the inside of De Hoffner as well. And that is 2 moves lost in the corner. So Harris and Ramy Fernie through. Burabek's now has lost out to Gary. Clouden's in a fight with Sky Schundelmeyer. He's got back ahead of Sky Schundelmeyer.
All these lovely noises. Another thing, we need to recap racing of British GT that happened on Monday.
I don't think we're going to have time tonight, to be honest with you. Although we are down to 18 drivers, so there may be a bit of a lull in the race as Luke has come out the pits ahead of Dan. Ahead of Overtaker. Car 14, that is. Dan now half a second under pressure from Alex. Alex a little closer than half a second as well.
It does, doesn't it? I think it's a matter of time before Alex finds his way. But through here, yeah, the Lambo looks quite well planted. In towards Spoon. They've definitely dropped Graham. He's about 2 seconds further behind. But Mike is keeping... Ooh, Mike's wide at the exit of Spoon.
Yeah, and that's going to allow Sully to have a run on him. He's not quite close enough, though. Back down to Jay Ward, who's trying to gain on Schundelmeyer, who's got... Clouden's actually pulled a gap since getting past him. And Clouden's on the back of Burabek's. I'll tell you one man on a charge is Gary Leach. He's gaining on the back of Sam here.
He is. He's on him.
Flying at the minute, Gary Leach. Didn't see what happened in the melee at Dunlop.
No, because we're watching the battle for the lead. 1.7 seconds left to the lead. 1.9, it just changed as he went through another...
Alex is 2/10. Sully's only a 10th off of Mike. Sully's looking up the inside of Mike into turn 1. Sully going to go back up the inside of Mike then. Oh, is there contact made? I'm not sure. Sully's a little sideways. Mike stays ahead. And now Alex Pow is putting Dan Davis under pressure.
He is. Here comes the Aston. His first race here, though, when he was in the BMW. Who is that off the road? 167, that's Glowbrighter. He's off a big way at 130R. Oh wow, that must have been a big one.
He is rolling, so hopefully he can get out back to the pits. But Alex Powell lost a bit of time to Dan. Lost a lot of time. Oh, Dan had a bit of a slide coming through the corner there.
Overtaker's got Luke in front of him, but I can't see any blue flags on the edge of the circuit yet, so you don't have to move over yet.
Yeah, I'm not seeing them either. Luke's just scoring points here today. Now going back towards Clouden, who's got... Schundelmeyer's got Borobex, who looks like he's got a bit of damage. Clouden's got ahead of Borobex. Sky now gets ahead of Borobex. Ward has to avoid Borobex and ends up losing the rear of the car, and Paolo will get through. Globright still going with his damage. He's nowhere near Jay Ward, so he'll come back on after losing one place. And where's Gary Leach? He was on the back of Sam. He's ahead of Sam.
He's ahead. He's going to be hunting De Hoffner.
He's only 3.3 roughly behind De Hoffner, with Remy Fernie and Harris just up the road. So Gary absolutely flying. Sully's trying to get past Mike once again.
Yeah, there's the time screens now update. Sully's all over the back of Mike. Would he try it again in turn one?
Mike just hasn't had the pace tonight, has he?
Will Sully try it again into Sport? He's having a look then. No, he's
just
trying to film
having a look. That's it. Oh, he's gone again.
He's gone again.
Oh, he's gone again. He's held it well, but that rear of Sully is just not wanting to stick. Now he's round. Now he's round. Here comes Harris. So the feature racers are where Sully loses a lot. There goes Remy Fernie. De Hoffner goes through. And I think he's going to be up to speed just as Gary Leach gets on the back of him. Yes, he is. Sam's sticking to the back of Gary Leach at the minute. Paolo's been overtaken once again by Borobeck. Sorry.
That's pressure off Mike now.
Yeah, massive pressure off Mike. Overtaker has lapped Luke. Dan will be coming to lap Luke now as well.
Yeah, Dan is...
There is blue flags being waved.
Yeah, I saw them then. So Luke's getting the blue flags to see if he stays out wide in the Dunlop. No, not Dunlop.
That's just the hairpin, yeah.
Dunlop hairpins at Nürburgring, Phil. Remember that.
And then Luke here, really in the way of Dan at the moment. And is he going to go wide to Spoon? Yes, he does. And he may as well stay there because Alex is going to come through as well. And Graham's a little further back.
As we say hi to Mother D in chat.
Yep, good evening, Mother Davis in the chat. One thing Dan has done, though, is he has pulled a gap between himself and Alex Powell.
He has, yeah. So maybe it took longer for Lambo to warm up?
Warm up, or has Alex just pushed too hard behind Dan?
Maybe. We'll never know, will we? Now final corner. Final turn. That's forward. I think we need to come up with a SimPlay name.
So down the order, Sam's still within 4/10 of Gary. So Gary's got past Sam, but hasn't pulled away. Sam's sticking with him.
Yeah. But maybe Gary's gone a bit wide somewhere. We'll never know.
Seems to have had the pace to get on the back of Sam, but hasn't had the pace to pull away from Sam.
Burnt up his tyres a little, trying to catch him. Because track
potentially so,
32.
Yeah, potentially so.
And then
Sam's having a look, but it is just a look. Dan's actually gained 4/10 over Overtaker through the last sector, so Dan just coming back a little bit, maybe.
Also in this little battle, you've got Clouden with Sam. You've got Clouden and Sky.
Yep, Sky's not a million miles away, is he? He's Overtaker fastest lap of the race, but Dan has again pulled 2 more tenths back on Overtaker through the first sector.
Maybe he's now not watching his rear view with what that Aston's doing, and he's looking forward again and chasing the pink McLaren.
Sully's got ahead of De Hoffner, so Sully's back up to 8th place. A bit of a better race too for Sully. And well, we'll see. Let's go to Overtake, look. Yeah, Dan looks a little closer.
Ooh, a little wiggle on the curb.
Wiggle on the curb, yeah, it was a little wiggle on the curb. Mike's not got the pace to stay with Graham. Graham's not got the pace to stay with Alex. Alex has now dropped back from Dan. Dan has nailed this lap, to be fair to him. But we're going to go back to Sam, who's now letting Gary go because he's defending from Clouden. And Clouden's got Sky Schundelmeier with him as well.
Yep.
So, yeah. 1.4, Dan took another 2 tenths out of Overtaker in the middle set, so he's took 4 tenths out of Overtaker already this lap here.
He has, and we've got another 2 minutes 50 seconds till the pit window opens, and we get whoever comes in pits first. Or
and then he's lost 2 tenths in the final sector, so he's gained 2 tenths that lap.
Oh, Sam's sideways through the chicane a little bit.
It's a great little fight between these three.
Cloudon's having a look on the outside. Will he cut back? Sam's defending the inside line.
And Sky Schundelmeyer's with Cloudon as well, so they're all coming down the start straight. Sky Schundelmeyer in the background there, as Cloudon's going to look the outside of Sam.
Oh, that was so close.
Oh dear, and then it was close to Sky, as Sky nearly went into the back of Cloudon, as Cloudon was avoiding the back of Sam there. This has allowed Gary free though. He's allowed him to go, and he's only 1.7 off the back of De Hoffner now. Dan again pulls the gap down to 10th in Sector 1.
Yeah, as Dan's definitely dropping Alex. Alex is now 2.2 behind.
I wonder if that's more Alex may have, you know, just pushed too hard too early than Dan pulling away. I know, because Dan's only catching overtake slowly. So we don't know there.
Oh, Gary up with the curb a little bit. One for Degner, one.
We'll keep our eyes on the battles, but Cloudon is allowing Tibbs to have a look at him, and here comes Cloudon and Sky Schundelmeyer. Sky will be on the outside for the hairpin. You're not going to get it done a long way round. You're probably going to be better off tucking underneath and coming back, but he can't. And Sam, Cloudon and Sky here, are all having a fantastic fight at the moment.
Yeah, well, Paolo's on the back of Bubba Beck's behind him.
Pit window will open on the next lap. Unless you possibly glow brighter, it might open this lap.
And, no, Luke's with the...
Oh, Cloudon's had a moment! And Sky's gone straight into him. I don't think there was a lot Sky could have done there. And again, coming out of Spoon, Sky in an incident.
Yes, I'm looking on...
Borabexo could not take advantage. He's right up the rear wing of Sky Schundelmeyer. Dan's 1.6, so he's lost a tenth again.
Yeah, Cloudon lost the rear end because I was just looking on...
All on his own.
Mainstream. All on his own, yeah.
30 seconds, so for car 167, that is Globe. He'll be able to pit this lap and get his pit stop straight out the way. He'll be the first one able to come into the pit lane.
Yeah, he will be. Tallest races. Where to look? Well, Sully's now on the back of Raimi Fernie.
Yeah.
He's lost a little bit of time. It's like his McLaren don't work in dirty air.
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't work in feature races.
Yeah.
It is ebbing and flowing, Jamie Brazier, although overtake was extended by a tenth through the first sector. So Dan, come back at him. He's now lost a bit of time. Sully's also lost a bit of time. Gary charging onto the back of De Hoffner here.
Can Gary get into ninth? Or maybe jump to Hoffner in the pit?
He'll get to Hoffner, I reckon. I reckon these two are going to go longer. Now, what's Dan's strategy? Does he undercut?
We're about to find out as they come round Spoon.
Gary was within 8 tenths after the first sector. Into the middle sector now. Gary's absolutely flying at the moment on the back of De Hoffner here. So he's lost a bit of time to Raimi Fernie. Dan's got it down a couple of tenths once again. So it really is ebbing and flowing. But what does Overtaker and Dan decide to do?
Get early or stay out. What's Taker got to do?
Taker stays.
Taker stays out.
As does Dan. Dan's following.
What about Alex?
This might be the strategy here, you know, the undercut. Luke, I reckon, should just pit. He's not going to.
No, neither's Mike, because... That's Harris. No, Luke does pit.
No, Luke did pit. Okay.
Yeah. Luke
sensible from Luke. Get out all the traffic's way. Nobody pitted. Gary's in. So Gary's gone for the undercut.
Did it slow down? At least no one's what I've seen in Pro is wiped out that.
Yeah, that was a nightmare last night in Pro-Am. The pit marker board being wiped out. Borough Beck's in. Jay Ward in. Glowbrighter didn't pit last time.
No. Borough Beck's has got quite a bit of damage to fix, as does Ward.
Luke is done, as does Glowbrighter. So Luke's done. He can now possibly pull ahead of Borough Beck's and Ward if they're repairing damage to, you know, They're still not stationary yet. Gary's now away. Beck's not stopped. Ward's not stopped. So Luke can now pull that gap and try and close them down, depending on how much damage they've both got to their name. It is Sully who's within 4/10 of Raimi Fernie. No, it is Sully who's ahead by a second from Raimi Fernie. So Sully, good job.
Not completed
this lap. He has not. So Ward has got to go again. Does Glowbrighter pit? No. Ward has got to go again. He's off the pit limiter, so Ward has got to go again. It did that last night to Nova. And now Harris has got to look in his mirrors because Sully's going to be coming after Harris here.
Beck is repairing his damage. How long he's been sitting there?
Yeah, I'm going to agree. And when you look for car 73 on the track map, Luke's at the Degners. Beck's is yet to go away, so Luke is near enough. He's probably halfway through the tracks at figure eights under the bridge.
I believe Beck's is moving because he's named. Yeah, he is. He's now exiting.
Yeah, he's out. Dan's gone up. Dan's gap's up to 2 seconds now. So Dan's he's lost half a second somewhere. None had the lap he would have wanted. Alex in a solid P3 yet again. And none of the top 4 pitting. Mike is just helpless. He's going for the undercut.
He's going for it. Oh, that looks so quick. Harris stays out, as does Sully.
Sky Shuttlemeyer back on Clouden, and they're trying to gain on Sam. So do any of these boys pit? Clouden didn't get a great run out of the chicane, and Clouden's going to dive in, as does Sam. So Sky Shuttlemeyer stays out. Jay Ward's got to pit again. Glowbrighter's got to pit, and if he repairs damage, that could be huge. Luke is going to be on the same lap as them, but he's going to be somewhat behind.
There's Mike's stop is done, and he's gone.
He's out pits. He's left by a way. Sam and Clouden still in.
He's got empty road.
This seems a little long for Sam and Clouden, to be fair. Sam's now away. Clouden's now away. Here comes Gary. He's going to get past them both. Stays ahead of them both. Sam's got to stop. Go.
Speeding in the pit lane. I did think he looked quick coming in.
So where's Luke? Oh, he's only going through the snake. Jay Ward is now back in the pit. Will he repair damage? Glowbrighter goes through and stays out. Dan Davis now 2.1 behind Overtaker. Oh, you have to feel sorry if Sam was in a good fight with Sky and Clouden there, but only himself to blame for a stop go.
Yeah, it's easily done though, isn't it? I think we might have to bring back like adding a litre of fuel or something to make sure we do stop. Nothing like changing tyres still, but...
So Beck's gets back past Ward. He's definitely stationary this time, possibly repairing that damage. Luke is now at 200R. Where's Sam? Sam's just gone through the second Degner, so I don't think Sam's... In fact, actually, a longer pit stop for Sam could put Luke in the box seat against him.
Yeah. Graham don't pit. Harris doesn't pit. Neither does Sully. Raimi's coming in.
So Raimi's in. De Hoffner stays out. Gary was gaining on De Hoffner, so Gary's gone for that undercut. We'll see what happens. De Hoffner was only 3 seconds behind Raimi Fernie, so I suppose we'll see as Jay Ward is now done. Where is Luke? 130R. So Luke not able to get the job done on Jay Ward, but he's now going to at least be able to chase somebody down. Where's Gary? Because Raimi Fernie's still in the pits. Gary's coming through 130R. Raimi Fernie's now away. Gary's into the chicane. Where is Raimi in terms of the pit box? He's nearly exited. He's off the limiter. Now, Sky is done. Where's Gary Leach? Here he comes. Well, you just saw the rear wing in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen of Smokey Devil. Gary's going to be close to Smokey, but no cigar at the moment. Sam is in for his stop-go. Clouden's through. Glowbrighter's yet to pit. I think Glowbrighter here, if he repairs his damage, Sam should be able to come out ahead of him. The one I'm interested in, and with Sam not yet stopped, is Luke is at Dunlop, and Sam's got 30 seconds to wait. That is a lot longer than his normal pit stop.
Yeah, because your normal pit stop is literally a stop, drop, go.
Sully's back to within a second of Harris now, so he's on a bit of a comeback drive, is Sully. Don't forget, if you do like what you see here at SimPlay Motorsport, hit that thumbs up button, press the bell to be notified when we go live, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. We'll be back live 8 PM BST next week. Spa will be our destination for the penultimate round of the season. Dan Davis will bring you the action of that Wednesday, 8 PM BST.
Oh, Harris is wide.
And then myself and PNMotorsport will be back on Thursday night as Harris wide, Sully through. So Sully moves up to net P4. Mike Matthews will do some catching up. Sam did lose out just to Borough Bex. Jay Ward and Luke nowhere near at the moment. Mike Matthews out right on the back of Paolo. Paolo holding him a little bit here. And Paolo's got to pit.
Yeah, he has. And
does pit. Does pit. So he's already gone. Gary Leach, then. Keep your eyes on De Hoffner going, because Gary Leach was just within a second of De Hoffner before the pit stops. He's gone through 130R. He's braking into the chicane. De Hoffner's not yet gone green.
He's just only just stopped.
As Gary Leach through the final chicane, I think he's going to jump De Hoffner here, PM.
Yep, De Hoffner's not gone green yet. No.
So Amy, they both passed Paolo. De Hoffner's also going to lose out to Sky Schundelmeyer then. And Gary 4 seconds off the back of Amy Fernie. Can he close that one down?
If anything, Paolo gained time on De Hoffner in the pit stops.
Seems a long old stop for De Hoffner, that.
It was a long old stop. Was he repairing a little bit of damage, perhaps? Like aero damage? Or... Meanwhile, it's pretty much stalemate in the lead between Tate and Dan.
It's gone back up to 2.4, but Dan's now 3.4 ahead of Alex. So, yeah, why Dan doesn't try the undercut, not quite sure. You know, just something a little different. He does. There we go. So Dan Davis pulling the trigger.
Oh, that looked quick. Oh, Dan, don't let a stop go. So Mike could be hoping for that.
Mike would be hoping for that. Alex stays out, Graham stays out, Sully and M. Harris, do they stay out? The worst thing for Dan here would be to come into traffic. Sully's going to stay out, Harris is going to stay out. So the worst thing for Dan would be to come out in traffic. Dan's yet to stop. The next car to get to him will be Mike. Dan's in, Dan's up. And green. And Mike is only at the chicane. Oh no!
He has got one.
No!
He has got one.
Oh no!
I said it was quick.
The championship leader.
I said it was quick.
It is unravelling for him tonight. Mike Matthews could take some more points off of him. Oh. Was on for such a solid P2 as well.
Yeah.
And that is going to hurt him.
It will hurt him.
Gary, by the way, charging within 2 seconds of Smokey. Took 2 seconds out of him. Last couple of laps. Clouden and De Hoffner going tooth and nail at the moment. Globewriter yet to pit. Top 5 yet to pit. Oh, Dan Davis, what have you done?
Oh, if anyone's for this stream, I expect he's livid. Jamie, you're probably watching this stream.
Jay is probably watching this stream.
That's very true.
Oh, I bet Dan is livid. This is the battle though. Clouden versus De Hoffner. 5 seconds, Alex Powell to overtake. 7 seconds, Graham to Alex Powell. Sully's a lot further out. He's got to do it within the next 2 laps. In fact, no, he's got to do it on the next at the end of this lap, I'd imagine.
End of this lap.
The top 5 and Globewriter's in. He's okay. Oh, here comes Clouden up the inside at Degner too. Thank your mama for the carrots. Great move, Jamal Clouden. Graham's in.
Graham's in.
So this will be interesting to see if Mike's undercut worked. Graham yet to stop, and Mike's coming at 130R now. Graham still not stopped, and Mike's coming to 130R. Harris is in. So Sully moves into P3. Dan stays out. Here comes Mike, and Graham's yet to stop. Mike through the chicane, right, left. Graham's not gone green. Graham's still not gone green. He's gone green now. Harris will be jumped. Graham is moving. He's not yet at that pit lane. Has the undercut for Mike Matthews worked? Has it worked an absolute peach? Dan will hope not. Graham's off the limiter. Here comes Mike Matthews. He's done it by a country mile. Is Mike on for a podium?
Maybe. We don't...
Sully's made mistakes, so is Mike on for a podium?
Maybe. We've still got 17 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Excited. Right, so as it stands, Dan's got a stop-go penalty, but if the result stayed as it was, Dan had scored 41, Mike had scored 33. Dan extends his gap another 8 points. Mike is 5th because he's ahead of Graham, so Dan would extend his gap 4 points, so it'd go up to 42. So I believe it's on 38. Is it? No, it's on 35, so it'll go up to 39. Dan, we know, has got to do a stop-go, so Mike will be ahead of Dan. So Mike is taking points out of Dan. The question is, where does Dan end up? Gary Leach within 4/10 of Ramey Fernie. Gary Leach is actually ahead of Ramey Fernie. It's Sky Shundlemeyer that's now gaining. Gary Leach on a mission. Takers in. Alex in. Sully, I imagine, will come in. Oh, God, if Alex gets a stop-go penalty.
Sully has to come in. He has no choice.
Yeah, he's not going to get around. He is not going to get around. In he comes. Right. So then, Dan, do you do your stop-go now, or do you go that one extra lap?
I think he's trying to build a cap to come out in front of somebody.
He's doing one more, so Dan's got to do it on the next lap.
Yep, or it's DQ.
DQ, and no points. So Dan's got to do it now. And did Dan jump overtake it? No.
No, but they are closer.
Yeah, they're a bit closer. Sully's slow away. Comes out now. Graham's gone through. Harris is nowhere near. And Sky Shundlemeyer all over the back at the moment to Ramey Fernie. This is a fantastic fight. What are we
I thought Mike jumped Alex there.
No,
but he's not. Alex is still in front of Mike.
Here comes Shundlemeyer looking up the inside into turn 1 on Ramey Fernie. No, not close enough just yet. And the gap was a lot closer. Look, 1.2 seconds. Dan to overtake it. So Mike is currently a net 4th place.
Yep.
So the question is, Mike 3rd, where does Dan come out? That is going to be the big question. Gary Leach as well, by the way, 7.8 off the back of Harris. Don't count your chickens, it's Gary. Couldn't be on the back of Harris by the end of this race.
Sky's having a look at Smokey around the outside of Degner 1. That'd be brave if that works.
Oh, good cutback, good cutback. Has he got it for Degner too? No. Good cutback though there.
That would have been brave if that worked though.
Would have been an absolute peach of a move. An absolute peach of a move. Look at Dan, by the way. Smokey's wide at the hairpin. Sky Shundlemeyer is through. And Dan is 9/10 off the back of Overtaker, but it counts for nothing. He's got to do his stop-go now.
He has. As they're now side by side.
And the worst thing is, he's got to be cautious. Because he does not want another one. That's better. Here comes Alex Powell to take 2nd place. Dan's not even stationary yet. Here comes Mike Matthews to take 3rd. Dan is still not stationary. Alex has gone through. Mike will go through. Graham will go through. Sully will go through. Harris will go through. Dan's still not stationary.
I think Gary's got to get him.
Gary might get him. Sky's around. Saw Gary on Gary's view there. Tibbs is around in the background. So Ramey's through. No, Ramey's off.
No. Oh, have they come together gone into the Competizione chicane?
Oh, no. Well, Gary did get past Dan. And here comes Sky, Clouden and Ramey. Dan is still not away. He could be behind a Hoffner.
He could be, yeah. He is going to be behind the Hoffner.
Is he going to be behind Paolo? He is. Oh, no.
Oh,
Danny's out. Danny's out and he's behind Paolo. So then, championship points. Mike will score 45 at the moment for third place. That is Clouden off again. And Ramey Fernie off again.
yeah.
So at the moment, Mike will score 45 points. Dan, as it stands, I don't even know where Dan is at the moment. I believe he's 13th. Dan will score 18. I think Dan's going to make up a few places here, though, because there's a train.
There's a train, and Fernie's car looks damaged. So has he had a coming together with Clouden?
Yeah. Oh, Ramey's now got to drive through track limits. So there's a place back for Dan Davis.
Yeah.
And Dan, for 12 minutes, has got to drive like a man possessed.
What a race.
It's just been edge of your seat stuff all evening. The problem is Dan does not need to get involved in an incident here.
No, he hasn't. He is probably kicking himself right now.
Oh.
Or in my case, punching my leg.
So Dan's going to gain another place. That is Paolo wide as Clouden comes up the inside. Graham's in the pits. Why is Graham in the pits?
Fuel? Has he underfueled a car?
Has Dan just gained a secondary position? Well, Gary's now running P6.
Oh, driver of the race, Gary. In that mighty 911, well, 992, but still.
Dan's cleared Paolo. So Dan's cleared one. Smokey does not go in. Graham is not moving. So I'm not sure what has happened there to Graham.
He's definitely not moving, is he? So this will be another place above a Bex. Sam, Ward, Luke.
So Graham's not moving. Dan's now running 11th. So now again we turn our attention back to the points. Mike P3, 45. Dan now P11, 20. So it's 25 point swing, which will take the gap to 10. Every place Dan gets will just keep that gap that little bit more. Graham still in the pits. Luke, by the way, has got past Glowbrighter. And he's only got 21 seconds off the back of Ward.
And Smokey's fighting Clouden at the moment. And
Dan's right in the thick of this. Smokey's got to drive through. Dan will not want to be in this at all. Dan looking up the inside. Oh, Clouden defends from him. It's his full position, so he's got every right to defend.
Yep, he has. Don't know what happened to Graham, unless he said something on Discord. But the lead, though, is 9 point... the words, Phil. 9.5 seconds.
Clouden's got ahead of Smokey. Clouden has got ahead of Smokey. And Dan's now going to have a look at the inside of Smokey. Not at 130. Surely Graham's still not moving. Believe he has done the 75%. Now Dan's going to look around the outside of Smokey. Into the chicane. Job done. Dan moves into 10th.
Yeah. So Smokey peel into...
Gary's lost a bit of time to M. Harris here. I feel like we're going to be watching Dan for the rest of this race.
Oh yeah, because overtake was 10 seconds up the road now.
So don't forget, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit that bell to be notified. Dan Davis now on a comeback drive after a stop-go penalty. Sully's catching Mike as well, by the way.
I think that if Dan can clear Clouden quickly enough, he's got enough time.
Yeah, the thing is he's got to clear him soon, because at 2 minutes a lap, you've really got to start pushing to clear. This is the closest fight on circuit. Smokey's done his drive-through. Graham's still in the pit, so I'm not sure what's happened to Graham there. But for Dan Davis, it has all gone wrong. Championship leader, he's picked up a drive-through. Is he going to have a look at the inside at Degner's? No. Had a look, but he's not going to make the move. And Clouden has every right to drive his race here, PN. He's fighting for this position.
He is. It's for position. He's got every right to do the legal amount of defending.
Oh, he's gone a little deep. Yeah, a little deep. Dan, though, didn't capitalise. So no manoeuvres there from Dan. Mike's actually caught up to the back of Alex a little bit and has pulled away from Sully.
Yeah, Alex looked like he's made a mistake somewhere because he's lost 2 seconds to overtake them.
Yeah, and he's lost even more time to Mike.
As Dan is all over the back of Clouden.
Yeah, really is. The problem is he's got to be ahead before 130R to make Clouden back out of it, and he's not. He's not close enough to Clouden at the moment through 130R. So Dan here just struggling a little bit at the moment. Through 130R they come now. Oh, Dan's very wide.
Don't want to keep doing that. That will be a warning.
They're gaining onto Hoffner, though, the pair of them. I feel like Dan's pushing Clouden to catch the Hoffner.
Possibly, yeah. The only Greasy Bandits racing driver in Pro is Clouden.
Mike's lost a couple of tenths to Alex. Gary's gained some tenths over Harris, but I think it's too far back. We're still watching the closest and only battle on the track, really, down to 18 drivers. And Clouden's gone wide at turn 1. Dan's up the inside. And Dan does not want any invitations. He's just going to bite your hand off and take them all. 6 minutes left. There's what, 3-4 laps left in this race?
Taker is on the back straight, so I reckon about 4? Possibly?
2 minutes a lap, 2:46. Now there's only going to be 3. After this, there'll be 3 laps.
Ooh, Taker was very wide at 130. Then he lost the rear end.
Oh, Dan, very bouncy through there. We're going to go on board with the Hoffner. Dan Davis. He's up to 9th, so he's pulling them points back, PN.
He is.
The Hoffner a little wider than Dan. Clouden as well wider than Dan's line. So drivers taking different lines through the hairpin. Sully's only 3.2 off the back of Mike.
He is, yeah, and Alex is stuck behind Jay Ward, and Jay Ward's a back marker. He should be yielding.
It's not affecting Alex at the moment. Gap still at 6.3. Oh.
How quick is Dan's already on to Hoffer.
Yeah. Dan's driving like you see Dan drive when he's in the zone. Might not be in that zone, but he's driving passionately, aggressively, fast. And he's going to look for a send it up the inside onto Hoffner into the hairpin, gets alongside, manages to get the Lamborghini stopped before making contact. It has just compromised his run a little bit. Nothing too major. But Dan doesn't want to push it and get involved in an incident.
No, and Dan needs to then drop back again. Dan's gone through his move.
Up the inside, yeah, moved on.
Yeah, moved on.
He's at as far as he's going to go, though. 10 seconds to Tibbs.
10 seconds to... Yeah. Let's see.
Sully's within 2.6 of Mike now. So Sully's there, you know. So at the minute, Dan's up to P8. That'll give him 27 to Mike's 45. So Mike will gain some 18 points there.
Graham is circulating again, so my guess that could have been an important family call or something like that, where he had to pull at the pits. But
yeah, it will be 18th place. He's done this 75%. We know that.
Yeah, so, and he is circulating, so...
Yeah, there we go. So that'll be 18th place for Graham. Unfortunately for him, he was running well.
He was.
Oh, what a absolute chaotic night of racing.
Chaotic 2 nights, really.
Clouden, by the way, on the rear of De Hoffner now as well. So Clouden fancies following Dan through.
He does. Oh, that's close between De Hoff and Clouden.
Oh, he's dropped it! He's in the wall! He's in the wall! Paolo's avoided him. Where is Borough Bex? He's nowhere near, but Clouden there has clattered the barrier. All on his own, just dropped a wheel onto the grass and has absolutely clattered the barrier.
I think he hit one of the curves for the bike.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. That is going to be hard to negotiate. Overtaker, though, is just gone through Dunlop. 3 minutes 4 left, so we're going to get this one and one more.
Very wide in Degner.
Sully's 2.1 to Mike here. Sully could ruin Mike's party.
Sully can take points off. Mike can help Dan out.
Is Clouden going to pit?
He's far enough ahead, I think, of Borobex to try to hang on.
Yeah, it depends on what he's losing. 13 seconds is the gap. So see what he's losing. Dan's still 10.6 to Sky, so that's not making any inroads with 2 laps to go. But Sully, look, 1.7 to Mike now.
This is never the closest battle on track.
Mike needs to hang on in there.
He does.
We'll keep our eyes on Borobex and Clouden. That's already down to 12.5. And they're going to have 2 laps left to go. As Overtaker's coming up towards 130R. Do you know the other thing here? Alex Powell was, what, 108 points behind Dan?
Yeah, he's going to gain quite a bit.
Well, he scores 50 to Dan's... where's Dan? 8th. He's going to score 50 to Dan's 27. So that's 23 points pulled back. All of a sudden, Alex is within 80-odd points with a good 226 left. Yeah. Looking over your shoulder at Alex all of a sudden now.
Yeah, and will Spa and Kyle Army favour the Aston more than the Lamborghini and Ferrari?
Well, we know how good Alex is at Kyle Army. We've seen him go well around Kyle Army in another league.
Sully 1.5 seconds now behind.
Yeah, we are currently watching Mike Matthews at the minute. Sully doesn't seem to have a good feature race, but this is his best night so far.
At least he's in the top 5. Unlike last week where it just...
Well, both other weeks it's been like below 10th. Dan Davis still 10 seconds off the back of Tibbs. Has he just settled for 8th so that he doesn't make a mistake?
Yeah. Maybe he realised that that's too big a gap to try a push for.
Borobex is to Clouden 11.7, so yeah, Clouden's probably going to hang on for that. Mike's probably going to hang on for this, though, you know.
Yeah. Back down to 10 seconds for lead.
There's this man. He's had a good night, first and second. He's had a very good night.
Yeah. Definitely contender for driver up and down.
Not had many good results in recent weeks as Overtaker, but here tonight, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, but you know, fantastic bit of racing. Fantastic bit of racing. He rounds 130 off for the final time tonight. And he's going to come to the line. It's been a good night for Overtaker. He's going to win. He hasn't won since race 1 of Nürburgring. Overtaker then comes down the hill. A flash of the lights already. He doesn't spin out on the final bend. Overtaker wins round 16 and takes the fastest lap for the time being. Great result for him. Alex Powell, second place. Huge points pulled back over Dan Davis. That is massive.
Solid night for Alex, really. Yes.
Good night, good night. Mike Matthews will come across for P3. Great race for him. Sully will take a P4. Good job for him on the night. Harris a little further back. Jay Ward has also finished down in 15th place. Harris, P5.
Not a bad result either.
Great result. He's 4 results. 15th, 7th, 4th and 5th. At the minute, so great results for him. Gary Leach is going to come home to take 6th place. That is De Hoffner, who is a lap down. 6th place for Gary. Great drive for Gary in this one. Great drive.
Yep, and here's Sky.
Sorry, it was Luke. Sorry, apologies.
It was Luke.
Yep, Tibbs in 7th. Sky Schundelmeyer, good race for him. Dan Davis, well, what could have been today, but it is 8th place. De Hoffner will then be the next car to come home in 9th place.
Another top 10 for the V12.
Just ahead of Paolo in 10th place. Clouden will hang on in there for 11th. Just 12 seconds.
Just 12 seconds.
S2M Borobex 12th.
Yeah, the walking wounded McLaren with Clouden. I reckon he clipped that curb on the bike circuit.
Yeah, I think you're right. Looks like Sam's going to be 14th because Remy Fernie's rounding out the final corner now. And that is going to be 13th for him. Not the night for Amy Fernie, but he'll pull points over his teammate. We just await Sam to come to the line then. What a night's worth of racing that was. We've got 4 races left spread over the next 2 weeks. 2 at Spa next week and 2 at Kyle Army the week after. Been absolutely fantastic racing here tonight. Great drama, great action, brilliant to watch. And what we can confirm is that the constructors will go on another week. But it is just between now BTC Jaeger Racing, and SimPlay Racing. The gap is 322 points in the favour of SimPlay Racing, but the Drivers' Championship is Dan Davis now 17 points clear of Mike Matthews and 85 points clear of Alex Powell. So Alex all of a sudden bringing himself into contention. Gary is P4, Overtaker P5, Clouden P6, Sky P7. They can all win the championship. Joe is now out of it, as is Graham. This is all, though, of course, every week, a provisional result. Keep your eyes on the social media for when we go, for when the tables are posted on there for the actual results. Ramy Fernie 10th, Simon Blair's 11th, Paolo's 12th, Luke's 13th. That's getting close between Simon, Paolo and Luke. Esteban Borrebex is 14th. Sully's moved up to 15th. He's been here 3 weeks. He's up to 15th. Imagine if he'd done the whole season. Sam 16th, Series 17th, Dorfner's 18th, Nash 19th, Ward, Clarbel, Williams, Yo, Tukowski, Taylor, Harris, Losser, Kutias, DeFizz, Newman, Glowbrighter, Graham, Borcher, Shaggy, Denbrave, Tech Leader, Costa, Marshall and Roy. McLaren obviously have already won the manufacturers, but we do get to speak with Mike Matthews. I believe he's the only one who's joined us yet. He is. Mike, that was an interesting night's worth of racing.
That was hard. That last race, Sully kept me so honest, mate. Honestly, he was hunting me down. I was sliding left, right and centre, and I think I did my fastest lap after the pit stint on that last lap, just to try and keep him at bay. So, yeah, that was hard.
Both races in front of your championship rival. On a track where he had your number a little bit, it seemed, tonight, but incidents and his own errors have put you on top.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bonus. He was struggling in practice, and then all of a sudden it's like, where's that lap come from? Sandbagging, obviously. But yeah, I'd like to thank Dan from our P3. But yeah, he had a bit of a nightmare race, and as we know, we've both had our ups and downs. So hopefully this will bring it even closer and go down to the last race. But oh, that's hard. I'm just shattered off that race.
17 points the gap now in the championship. 4 races left to go. 226 points available. But Alex Powell's now within 85 points. You've kind of started to look over your shoulders at him a little bit now.
Yeah, I think if me and Dan both have a very poor race, Alex is there, and I wouldn't put it past him it being a 3-way shootout at Kyle Army next week. Could be interesting. I don't know what this is like round Spa. Weather looks a bit edgy without giving anything away, so yeah, it could be interesting.
We do go to Spa though next week, as you've just said, a track that we all know very, very well. What can you do around there? What do you hope to do around there?
Just chip away at points, really. I think that's my mission. I haven't got the overall pace over Dan. We know that from just general running when we've raced each other and stuff. But yeah, just try and chip away at capitalise on the slightest mistake, like tonight, really.
Well, Mike, congratulations tonight. Enjoy that one, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers. Congrats, Overtaker and Alex. Great race up front.
And we are joined by the race winner now as well. We can speak with Overtaker. And Overtaker, it's been a few weeks of not the greatest results, to say the least, but tonight, first and second, the fastest lap. Real good night's worth of racing from yourself.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's Suzuka. What can I say? I love the track. So that's it, basically.
The most successful driver at SimPlay Motorsport, 2 pole positions, 5 race wins around this circuit. That does include, obviously, the Project Cars 2 variant. But yeah, you love this circuit. You've gone well all night. You had to do Dan, though, early on at the start of race 2, because he managed to pip you for pole.
Yeah, Dan, where did that lap came from? Amazing. I didn't expect him to be this high up. And if you're listening, you're a helmet, because who gets 30 seconds stop and go for the battle? So I was really hoping to battle him till the end, but when I saw he got the penalty, it was like, yeah, it's nice to get the easy victory, but I wanted to fight him, of course.
Indeed. Obviously, we head to Spa next week, as I've just said to Mike. What can you do around there? Spa, obviously, we know it very well, but what can you do?
Yeah, it's another one of old school tracks, if I can say it. So
Yep.
I love Spa as well. I think the McLaren is good there, so I think it's going to be another strong performance.
Well, congratulations tonight, Overtaker. You do get the audience's vote for driver of the day. PN, final thoughts from yourself and driver of the day.
Well, Suzuka was interesting. I think Spa may be more interesting. Driver of the day's Overtaker. A second and a first. Solid night for him. Yeah, so let's go back to Belgium and have some chocolate.
Yeah, indeed. I'm going to give Overtaker my driver of the day as well, so he gets both the fans and the commentators' driver of the day. Great week for him. But as Pien's just said, we are back at Spa next week into the Ardennes Forest of Belgium. We go 4 drivers up for the championship in Pro-Am. Dan Davis will bring you that action live 8 p.m. BST on Wednesday night. Still technically 7 drivers in the championship for Pro. And me and Pierre will bring you the action for that next Thursday at 8 p.m. BST. You will not want to miss a moment. Don't forget, hit that thumbs up button. Press the bell to be notified and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Don't forget to join us on Discord as well as SimGrid. And if you want to keep up to date with any social media information in terms of tables and things like that, make sure you follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all the good stuff. But that is it for Japan, the land of the rising sun. And it is Overtaker who comes and wins and gets the second place. Sully took the race 1 win again as well, but it is Mike who closes the book on another chapter of Suzuka and opens another one for Spa, where Dan Davis now may feel the pressure. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.